drilling, the more information we get.
Yeah, that's right.
If you encounter something and you say, hey, this is unusual, please let Scott or myself or someone know. And maybe we have to readjust the plan.
When the team found a strange empty space inside the ground after several months of digging, no one had any idea where it would lead them. Amidst the hum of the machines, suddenly the drill entered a large empty space, a chamber like they had never seen before. Everyone was surprised by what they saw after entering inside. Strange marks were found on the walls and an old-time cellar, in which some very old gold pieces and rare symbols were present. This discovery changed the direction of the entire expedition. Then Rick told Marty a truth that no one knew till now. Perhaps Dan Blankenship had reached this place years ago, and he never told this to anyone. Marty burst out in anger on hearing this. As the digging progressed, the secrets kept getting deeper. Now it was not just a matter of treasure. It was opening layers of a mystery that was hidden for decades. And what was found next was truly mind-blowing. When the team saw gold stuck in the wood during the excavation, everyone understood that this was no ordinary matter. Finding traces of gold at such a depth was an indication that something very big could be hidden nearby. Rick did not get angry, rather there was a different curiosity on his face, as if he had found a new link that connects to the old story of Oak Island. Now, the question was that if someone knew about this basement earlier, then did he leave some clues? Perhaps the same clues, which were ignored till now. As the team moved forward, they found even more surprising things. Human bones were found from one place, whose DNA test shows that they were related to both Europe and the Middle East. This meant clearly people from different civilizations had reached Oak Island hundreds of years ago. But why? The strangest thing among all this was the frequent floods. This has happened before as well, but this time it was something different, as if some force was preventing them from reaching that basement. Now it was not just about the treasure. The question was, had someone already solved this mystery and just left a trail for them? When the team began looking through old documents, they found a map that had never been noticed before. This map showed a part of the island that had never been properly explored before. Both Rick and Marty were surprised. If this information turned out to be correct, then this could be the clue they had been missing for years. But the question arises: why was this map hidden in the first place? Was the person who found it planning to return again, or was he afraid for some reason? After this discovery, tension increased in the team. Marty believed that wasting time now meant losing opportunities. He was in favor of moving forward. Rick, who always believes in taking steps carefully, wanted to understand everything thoroughly first. If this discovery was really important, then haste could prove costly. Meanwhile, the weather also changed its course. A strong storm forced the work to be stopped, and surprisingly, a similar storm had stopped the excavation years before. Was this just a coincidence, or was history repeating itself? The team then ran sonar scans below the ground, and what they found was shocking. They saw shapes that were perfectly straight, as if someone had purposely decorated the rocks. And when the camera was sent down, the footage left Marty speechless. Rick often says, Oak Island is one of the world's greatest unsolved mysteries. And now, they may be the closest they've ever gotten to solving that mystery. The team dug deep into the ground and reached a place where they found a large cavity beneath the ground. It looked as if someone had dug it on purpose. This was not a natural cave. The structure of the walls and the structure inside clearly indicated that this place had been built for a specific purpose. But the real shock came when they found an old document some pieces of gold, and a sealed vault. All of this meant one thing. Someone had found all this before. Marty was puzzled. Questions began to arise in his mind. Were we all just chasing an old story all this time? Had the treasure already been discovered, and someone hid it? The team already had some strong evidence. The old iron locking mechanism found in Lot 5, old pottery found in clay that predated the colonial era, and now this cave. All this was no longer just speculation. Now things were becoming clear. As the digging progressed, sonar scans revealed an even larger network of tunnels. Tunnels that were beyond the reach of the cameras. Marty's anxiety grew. He began to think that maybe Dan Blankenship knew everything all along. But he didn't tell anyone. It wasn't just about the treasure anymore. It was about uncovering the truth. The information that someone had for years might be the real answer to Oak Island. For Marty, it wasn't just a quest anymore. It was a desire to find answers. As soon as the drilling reached a certain depth, the machine suddenly jerked and stopped. At the same time, the sensors also started giving alarms. It was clear. There was something solid below, some wall or structure, which was different from the layers of the ground. The team immediately became active, and Marty's heart started beating faster. This was not a normal obstacle. This time something real had been found. Rick looked at the scan carefully. The cave that was visible in the new image was much larger than previously estimated. And most importantly, its structure seemed very clear and predetermined. The curved shape of the walls, the layers of stones, and the angles were such that they could not have been formed on their own. It was clear that someone had built something here. Immediately, a radar was called for to see under the ground. What was seen in the scan shocked everyone. A large rectangular structure was buried inside the ground, with absolutely straight lines and corners. Nature cannot create such a shape. Now the biggest question in front of Rick and Marty was, had Dan Blankenship already reached here? Had he discovered something that he hadn't told anyone? Now, this wasn't just a discovery. It was a fight to get hold of the truth that had probably been buried under the soil for years. After a lot of preparation, the team finally decided on a new drilling location. This time, the machine was bigger, and the scope of the digging was also bigger. Now, no stone was being left unturned. This was not just a task of digging the ground, but an attempt to reach those secrets that were hidden for centuries. As the digging progressed towards the depth, silence spread in the atmosphere. Everyone was staring at the screen. Then suddenly, there was a loud sound, as if something had hit the iron. The sound of the machine stopped for a while. Every member of the team understood one thing. They had touched something solid and human-made. This was not a stone or soil. This was something that was placed there intentionally. While there was excitement on one hand, worry was also clearly visible on the faces of some people. Was this the same thing that Dan Blankenship had once hidden? And if yes, was this thing hidden just like that, for some reason? But Marty didn't want to wait any longer. He was clear. There would be no more secrets. Oak Island had kept a lot hidden for many years, but it was time to reveal the truth. The excavations at Oak Island are now based on solid evidence, not speculation. Recent tests have shown that gold particles have been found in the water beneath the ground. This is not a rumor, but a fact tested in the lab. This means clearly there is definitely something valuable below that is slowly leaking out. Rick and his team are not taking this opportunity lightly. Experts like Dr. Ian Spooner, Dr. Mark Lukeman, and Dr. Fred Michael are now directly involved. Lukeman's report clearly stated that metallic elements have been found in the water, which is a sign that something valuable is hidden there. Along with this, Organic remains, such as wood and pottery recovered from the bottom, also showed that someone had built something big there a long time ago. A structure which is now buried in the soil. Most importantly, when a specific dig site called L16 was investigated, a large cavity was found, which the team dubbed Aladdin's Cave. Not only were there signs of gold, but there were also traces of an old wooden structure. Now it's not just about treasure. It's time to prove that those who thought Oak Island was just a story were wrong. When Rick gets new information in the middle of the work, he doesn't waste time. The team immediately drills a new borehole, straight to the place now being called Aladdin's Cave. The goal is clear. Send the camera down and see what's really hidden there. At a depth of 153 feet, the machine suddenly hits an empty space. Then a piece of wood. The meaning is clear. There is a passage, a tunnel. The mystery deepens. As the camera goes further down, the team sees a surprising thing. A square-shaped bolt stuck in the rocks. A human must have brought it here. Is it part of a hidden door? Maybe. Is there a closed basement behind it? Now things are getting interesting. While Rick is busy digging, Gary Drayton is roaming around Lot 5 with a metal detector. Suddenly, the machine makes a loud noise, and an old coin comes out of the ground. Then another. Then another. Gradually, it becomes clear that these coins were left here deliberately by someone. Hundreds of years ago. But who? Many theories emerge. Are they the marks of the Romans? Or the Knights Templar? The presence of gold is itself a strong evidence, but the real shock comes when some coins bear such marks that could be linked to the Templars. When experts examine these coins, their findings are also surprising. One coin is a combination of copper and silver, so old that it does not match any modern era. Another has a design with a female figure, whose design resembles European ancient coins. The third, perhaps the most special, hints at a connection to Templar history. Each discovery provides a new clue, but with every answer, new questions also arise. After days of digging, the team found iron nails, metal joints, and an ancient strap hinge that had been used for a purpose, meaning it was not just a vacant lot, but a built-in structure. The most surprising discovery came when a heavy handmade iron nail emerged from the soil, which was estimated to date from the 1600s. If it is indeed linked to Sir William Phipps, as some historians believe, the whole story of Oak Island could take a new turn. Meanwhile, Marty is still not completely satisfied. Stories and theories are not enough for him. He needs proof. Rick, however, is slowly unearthing things that Dan Blankenship himself may have hidden. And that's where the tension starts to rise. Now, questions are being raised. Has treasure been hidden on Oak Island for centuries? Were these items found by explorers? Or are they the remains of a secret group protecting a big secret? And the biggest question of all, how much did Dan Blankenship know? One thing's for sure, Marty isn't backing down. But whether he admits it or not, Rick is slowly peeling back the layers that hold Oak Island's biggest secret. And history tells us, no secret stays buried forever. When the camera was sent deeper during the investigation, the team first saw bolts, then piles of rocks, and then some strange structures, which did not look natural. Then came a moment that caught everyone's attention. An object appeared on the camera screen, a wooden box half buried in the soil. The picture was not clear, but looking at its shape and structure, it was not difficult to guess that this was not an ordinary thing. Surprise and excitement were clearly visible on the faces of the team. Rick was sure that now they were very close. He kept saying again and again, "The island is saying something, and now we have learned to listen. On the other hand, Marty was still not completely convinced. Just a blurry picture was not enough for him. He wanted solid proof and was repeatedly demanding new tests. But if this was the same box that was being searched for years, then the whole game could change. In Rick's eyes, this was not just a matter of treasure. It was a sign of completion of an incomplete story. And for Marty, it was probably time to face the truth he had been avoiding all this time. Now the question is, was Dan Blankenship really hiding something? Or was he waiting for the right time and the right people, knowing everything in advance? What do you think? Do tell us in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay connected with such mysterious discoveries.